No? Somebody else is here. That's going to be Simone and Diana. I'm just going to tune my fiddle up because I was playing at Darkios yesterday, or I should say Noonan's. I keep forgetting to say that. And I hammered it pretty good. And it's also springtime. It's really changing a lot these days. I think it's time for new strings yet again, because these ones are starting to behave a little weirdly, and I really need a rehair. Check out the end of my bow. You see that? That is like time for a rehair, and it's like it clumps together, and so it's sorry.
I didn't say anything yet.
Oh, it sounded like you did when you put your microphone on. Kind of made this kind of wah sound. Anyway. So this is what it looks like when you really need a rehair, and when you touch the hair of your bow while you play. This is what happens. I happen to touch the hair while I play, and so the oil from my fingers gets the rosin, reacts with the rosin, and it gets really dirty. See that? So that's what it looks like anyway. All right. So why don't we get warmed up there, guys? We'll get warmed up. Yes, Mel.
So I was at a session a few weeks ago, and a guy who's a piper by the name of Gribben.
Yeah.
He says he took something from me before. He said my bridge is off, and he said it's warped, and he said it's set up for classical, not fiddle. So he said I should replace the bridge.
Okay, the setup for classical and not fiddle thing is not really a thing. My violin is also set up like a regular violin. There's not really such thing as a fiddle bridge setup. It's people talk about it, but the only thing that I've noticed is that over in Ireland, some people have a little bit flatter bridge because they find it easier to get from one string to another. But I never recommend it because it means that you touch other strings you don't want to a lot more. What I like is a regular violin bridge setup, but a decent one, a real one. Let me see your bridge. Hold it up to the camera there. Now, it does not look that warped to me. It has a little tiny bit of a lean to it, like little bit, but I've had a bridge like the bridge that I had on my fiddle before I got this one, because this one is a fairly new one that I have on here now. This is my German fiddle. You get a new bridge for your fiddle every 10 years or so. You need to get a new bridge because they curl and they get dried out, and so you usually need to get them replaced. So, and also the strings dig into them and make them misshapen. So anyway, so this one is not old. This one is like, I don't know, maybe about 3 or 4 years old, this one here. And I really like it. The bridge that was on there before was made by my friend Kim Vincent here. And it was on there for about 10 years. And it kept curling. It curled. They straightened it for me 3 times in Heinel before I finally replaced it. And when I did replace it, it was because it had curled but unevenly. So the first 2 times... or the first 3 times, it just curled, and it curls towards your fingerboard, and it's not the biggest deal. Like when it gets too much, it is a big deal. But when it first curls a bit, I lived with it for years, and then they straightened it with a heating iron, and they get it straight. And then after a while, it did it again. So they straightened it again because they loved Kim and they loved his bridge. They thought he made the perfect bridge for the fiddle. So they kept trying to save it, And then finally, when it only warped on the one side, they were like, that's it. You're going to have to get a new one. So then they fit this one on. And this one is a killer bridge. This is really good. You have to be careful because they remove material from the bridge to tune it to the violin. If they remove too much, all the shaking happens in the bridge and it doesn't get through to the box, right? If they don't remove enough, then it just doesn't get shaken enough. It's too big, right? Too heavy. So they fine-tune that. And they even fine-tune these things called tangs, which are these little things here in your bridge. And on mine, they're fully worked, which means that they're filed down. Now, they don't always do it. Sometimes it doesn't need it. Sometimes it needs a minor little touch. And this is all to unlock sound from your fiddle, to get your fiddle to belt out as much sound as it can so there's no loss in the process. See that? And that's how they tune it.
Is it the feet you're talking about, or the holes or the tang?
The holes are the tang, and this the heart-shaped thing at the top. They shape the feet to the top of your fiddle. And the way that they do it is they lay a piece of sandpaper over the fiddle, right? And they take the bridge and they put it on there. First they cut it with a knife to get it to the rough curve of your fiddle. Then they put it on that sandpaper and they drag it back and forth at the right angle until it forms the same arc of the fiddle on the feet, completely, right across the whole foot and right across the length of the foot, matching up with the fiddle. See that? That's why you can't just slap any old bridge on a fiddle. It has to be fitted, and it takes a full day for a luthier to properly do it. And he'll keep stringing it up and trying it and seeing if there's more sound he can get out of it. Go back to it, work it some more, put it on there. So, and I get what's called the master fitting. It costs $240, and you pay for the bridge blank, which was about $60 for a good French bridge, or a German one, which is what I got. I have a teller on this one, and this is Dad's bridge. Dad had a pickup in his bridge, built into the bridge. You see that? LR Baggs pickup. See this wire here? And it's built into the bridge. There's a little piece of metal in there. It's a brass piece, and it picks up the charge from the strings and makes that into the electric signal. See that? Now, everybody was getting these pickups in the 90s because of Natalie McMaster and Ashley McIsaac. So everybody in Cape Breton was getting the LR Baggs pickup, and Dad got one too. And the problem in those days is that you don't get to pick the bridge. It's just whatever comes with the pickup. Now, when they put that bridge on my fiddle, the first thing that Peter at Heinel did was that he took a bunch of blanks out of the box and he dropped them on his bench until he found the one that made the right note for my fiddle. See that? Kim did the same thing. And then he took that and then he starts to work it, right? So with this one, you don't get that choice. Now, in the old days, the bridges that came with pickups were the worst possible 2x4s that you could ever see. Just pathetic attempts at bridges, and Dad's first bridge was like that. It was a shingle. It was awful, right? But then when I got this one done in 2012, it's a really nice French Depuis bridge. Really nice, properly cut. And when you get a bridge, you want it to be cut properly, meaning the angle that they cut it out of the piece of wood at. And if it's cut properly, one side of the bridge shows speckles. Now, you're not going to see this in this camera, but one side of the bridge shows speckles, like a speckled trout, and the other side shows stripes. Okay? And that's if you have a properly cut, properly done bridge. Okay? So that's the deal about bridges.
8 years old, I got it when I was in Scotland on my first trip. And so how much would it cost for me? I'm not going to get a master bridge. How much would you guesstimate it would cost to get something like that done?
The professional level bridge fitting at Heinel, I think, is 180. I'm not positive, or 150, but it's not, really undoable. But it's a good idea because it is the next 10 years of your fiddle, right? And it's your chance to get it to feel right. Because like when I got Dad's put on, I went back there 3 times because the guy told me that because of the weird shape of Dad's fiddle where the fingerboard is like off kilter, you see how drastic that bridge is on this side? It goes way down, and it's because Dad's fingerboard is crooked, right? And so he was like, I started off exactly like it's supposed to be with height, but it's not going to feel right until you tell me. So he said, come back after playing it and tell me. I went back 3 times. On the 3rd time, he got it right. See what I mean? So it's your chance to do that, so it's not a bad idea. Okay? But I will say that looking at your bridge, it really doesn't look like it's that severe, And if you brought it down to Henry Reedstra or whatever, he would tell you for sure. Okay? Alright, let's get warmed up. I want to do a big warm-up in the key of G. We'll do the scale, we'll do the arpeggio, we'll do some thirds, we'll do some double stops until we're all feeling great in the key of G. Alright, let's do it. And I got my tuner on, so you can trust me. Small group tonight. So nice out. Okay, here we go. Ready, and... try the arpeggio. Ready, go. Alright, now since we just did the arpeggio, let's do some double stops. And let's do them in this pattern. Alright, we'll do that pattern for each one. And make sure when you move your bow for the long ones that you get right to the end. Alright? 1, 2, 3, go. My bow is sounding like a dirty pair of jeans, so I'm just going to put a little bit of rosin on it there. Now, how did we get along doing the double stops in that bowing pattern? How'd that go? It's kind of like working out with running with leg weights on. Yes, Karen, what did you think?
Well, I got mixed up. The good double bowing, but then I got mixed up on some of the, the bowing, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, la 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 la. Anyway.
So it should be down, up, down, up, down, up. Down, up, down, up, down, up. So short, 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 long, long. Okay. And one of the reasons that I make people do that is to strengthen your hand bowing, right? Which is 90% of what we do as fiddle players. So for the short ones, you're going to try really hard to just use your hand. And it is hard. Okay, there we go. That's better. Nothing like a little dried tree sap to make you sound better. Okay, let's try that again now. And I forgot to give you the report on my outcome of my double stops. I had to tune 3 of them. Did anybody hear me tuning the double stops after I had started playing them? Not really? Okay, well, look out for it because it happens. And for me, it was this one the first time. This one there, so my B was sharp, okay? And then this one. And my G was sharp, and I had to lighten up the pressure because when you do a fourth, which is this one here, your second finger is back as far as it can go. And so for flattening it, my only hope is to let off the pressure. See that? And you don't get much flattening power by letting off pressure, but you get a little bit. So that's how I get that note not to be sharp, a light touch. That's bang on there now. Anyway, so I had to tune those. And I had to tune this one on the way down as well. Okay, so keep your ears perked and see if you hear me doing any tuning. I'm going to try for perfect, but, you know, nobody's perfect. Let's give it a go. One more go. 1, 2, 3, go. Let's do it again right away. Right away. Even more hand movement there, guys. Ready, 2, 3, go. How's everybody feeling about that? Getting somewhere? Yeah. And when you're doing it, the most important thing about that bowing pattern is this here. Now, did I tell you guys about bow push-ups and the spider crawl? Did I mention about those things? Yeah. Bow push-ups, this here, and the spider crawl, this here. That's it. Hey, that's good there, Mel. Not too bad at all. It's great. It's good, Karen. Yep, loosen her up, nice and light. That spider is light-footed.
Are you going up and down, or?
Oh yeah.
Like when
Here.
you're doing the.
I'll show you again.
I find it hard to come back down. I find it.
Yeah, that's the hard part. This is the easy part, and this is the hard part. And what you want to do is you just want to have a really light touch so that you're barely holding on to the bow. And that's what allows the thumb to move. See that? Just nice and light. Because you don't need much pinching power to hold the bow. You need very little, like almost none at all. Okay, that looks pretty good, Karen. You're getting the hang of it there. And try not to put your pinky on the other side of the bow, because that's cheating. You don't get to do that when you're playing the fiddle. Now, once you get the spider crawl, and then right after you do that is a good time to do your bow push-ups, because your hands have just been very dexterous and nimble. And so now you can pivot against that pinky and clutch the bow up, and make sure you're clutching your knuckles up on your thumb as well as on your fingers there. And you see that motion is going to turn into our bowing power. This is my down bow, this is my up bow. See that? That's the down part of the bow push-up, that's the up part of the bow push-up. And that's 90% of my playing is just that. And then I got the arm for the big guns when I need it, especially for the Irish stuff. You're playing like 5 notes in a bow. Okay, cool. So let's work out on a little tune here. I think we were doing Drowsy Maggie just to freshen up and get things going. Was that right? Were we doing Drowsy Maggie? In the key of E minor? No? What were we doing? What were we doing in G or D or E minor? It was Drunken Landlady, but I feel like we've done that today. Bogaloggin. That's great. Bogaloggin. So let's work out on Bogaloggin there, everybody. Great tune. Love that tune. And it's a great E minor special. And plus, this is Scottish Night. We're doing like all Strasbass today. We'll have to get some reels too. great E minor Scottish reel, the 9-pint Coggy. But there's more. There's a lot more. We did a big string of Scottish stuff on Tuesday, and there's this young fella coming from Scotland. He's from in between Edinburgh and Glasgow, and he's playing the fiddle. Great guy, and he's been coming a lot, so he keeps us playing Scottish. Okay, Bogaloggin, not too fast. I'm going to try a tempo. You're going to tell me if it's any good. Is that going to work? Let's do it and see what happens. 1, 2, 3. How's Bogaloggin feeling for everybody? Any problems? Mel, you look like you had a few problems. You got on it for the last time through, though.
I had the wrong key to begin with.
that's good. Yes, because it's in a different key for the Highland pipes. It's in A.
Yeah.
It sounds wild in A too. It's kind of cool, but anyway. Okay, well that's good. Now I wouldn't mind going a little faster. You think we could? Because the real speed for a Strasberg kind of that people would dance to would be kind of like this. You want to give that a go and see if it works out? See if anything goes wrong? Let's do it. I'll count you in. Just the 2 times. Oh, 1, 2, 3. Nice tempo. I was liking that. Now, how's everybody feeling? What happened? How did it go? Did anything go wrong? Karen, did something go wrong with you a couple times? I saw your bow come off the string. That's my only sign.
And I don't really know the tune.
Oh, I see.
Following your fingers and the bowing, and I was catching some of it, a few notes.
Do you have the music? Did I send you the music?
You know, I don't use sheet music that often. I'm really slow at reading it. I'd rather learn by ear.
Yes.
And I haven't worked on as much Scottish music, so no, it's all good.
Okay, cool. Well, I'll have, if you ever want to know about it, I have a few tricks about reading sheet music to make it go smoother and quicker, so you don't have to figure out, because there's so many steps involved in that people put in there, like seeing the dot, figuring out what note it is. Okay, how do I play that note on the fiddle? Then look at the fiddle, then put down the finger, and there's a really much quicker way to do it.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll talk about that sometime, or you can, I think, actually, you know what? I think I have a video about it that I can send you. But it basically boils down to this half of your hand and this half of your hand. If the notes are on line, it's this half of your hand, always. If the notes are on a space, it's this half of your hand, always. See that? See, between this and getting to know where the strings lie on the staff, you don't even have to know what note you're playing. You can just fly through it really quickly and easily. Okay, so keep that in mind when you're reading. It really helps a lot. Anyway, how about you, Sue? How did you do?
Pretty good. You can hear me? Yeah.
Yep.
It was pretty good. I could keep up for the most part, and where it suffers is a little bit of the tuning. Sometimes, when you've got the finger on the two strings, I lose some of the tuning. So that's just something to work on, right?
That's right. Now, when you got your finger on the two strings, when you're playing it on its own as a double stop, you have time to get the right pressure on each string, and they both are in tune. When you're doing it in a tune, it's usually not such that they're in tune. I usually have to lean one way or the other. So if I'm playing the E, I lean towards it. If I'm playing the B, I lean towards it. See that?
So I haven't figured out which way to do it.
Yeah. And if you're anything like me, your hand probably is. It just means that most of the pressure is on the B. And so when you need to play the E, you got to lean over there a bit. Usually the B is fine. You know, I do think about it, but it's the E that I actually make the effort and lean over there.
Yeah.
Okay, it might be the same for you.
Good. Good.
And it's good to hear you get into that place. That's a very good place to be in. That's the balancing act.
That was quite a clip, I thought, and a while ago I would have thought I'd never get to that speed, but I'm getting to that speed, so it's good.
That sounds great. Excellent. Now, how about you, Kalina? How did you do? Everything go okay?
Yeah, it was good. This is like a speed that I can keep up with, and it's like I feel like comfortable at it. Yeah, just like working on making my notes like more like crisp and stuff, especially like with trying to add double stops in.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And you're putting a few double stops in there. That's great.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, cool. And Mel, you got along better that time? You had the right music and everything?
Yeah, that helps. I'm just curious in this book of Sandy's,
Yeah.
it looks like there's, I don't know what the notation is, it's saying TR. I'm
Yeah.
not sure what that is.
It means trill. Now, that's interesting, and it got into a lot of the books in the old days because it was something they use in classical music, TR. It means trill, right? And there's usually a line next to it for how long you hold the trill for. Like in a piece of classical music, usually at the end of it, then I don't know if you know what a trill actually is, because there's a lot of confusion. But this is a trill. See that? And it's very common in classical music, like when you think about the Four Seasons, for instance, right? That has lots of trills in it. And when you see it notated in the music, it's got TR and then a few dots of how long you're supposed to hold the trill for, and then the end of it, okay? So, now, of course, we don't do trills in Scottish and Irish music. That's not really a thing. But to signify an ornament in those days, they would often use the TR typeset little thingy that they had from the classical notation just to say, do an ornament there. Now, the ornament that I do there, so, I got to look at where they have it noted. What page is that on, Mel? So I don't have to go looking for it.
7.
Page 7. I want to see where they have that little TR. Yeah, this is the Sky Collection, so this would be exactly that case. So, yeah, that's it. So basically, you're just doing a grace note there. See that? And when I do a grace note, I go extreme. I actually do, when I do those little chirps, that's actually a roll that I'm doing there. But I'm doing it like really all in 1/8 note. So, see that? That was a full roll in there. But all squished together and done in one explosive 1/8 note. See that? Now you guys can start to get that idea just by putting in a single grace note. Just make sure you do it after you play the B. See how that works there? And that's the proper kind of choreography for a grace note. You play a bit of the note, then you do your grace note. Make sure there's a little bit of the note left after, and that's how you do it. And on the up. And when I do it, look at how my finger moves. It doesn't go down. A very common misconception about grace notes is that you actually finger the note. but you don't. You're not looking for an actual note. You're looking for the interruption of the note you're playing. And so when I do them, I do this kind of plucking motion where I kind of get it on the way by. You see that? See that? And I'm kind of interrupting the note, making a nice little chirp. If a little speed with your bow, it's really nice. See that? The biggest problem people seem to have with the grace note is that they try to do it all at once. Like that. And then you don't end up hearing it. If you play a bit of the note first, you hear it loud and clear and without a doubt. You see that? Yeah. Now, that being said, the other thing people have a problem with doing the grace note is the walking and chewing gum thing, where you have to move your bow smoothly through it. Not this. See that? And it's hard. It's kind of hard at first. So what I tell people in that case is, when you have the instinct to slow down the bow, just before you do the grace note, speed up instead. Put the gas on. Then it'll really speak for you. Right above everybody else at the session. Your little chirp will be like, woo! Because with the ornaments with the left hand, that's the big idea, is to get them out there so you can hear them. Right? And that's an effective way to do it. Anyway, one more try with all these little tricks that we just talked about. Sue, you're going to learn to lean. Karen, you're going to just, put your helmet on and keep shooting. And Mel's going to try to get their grace note. And so I saw Calida trying to get the grace note in there too. And she's going to be working on her double stops. And I'm sure that Simone and Diana are just rocking over there. So I'm not too worried about that. So let's give her a go, shall we? Okay. And hey Karen, if you want, I can put the music on my screen. If you want music to follow along with, I can put it up on my screen. Would that help you? Yeah, okay, no problem. So let me just get it up here. Bogs. Oh, and I had some success figuring out what Bogalagan means in Gaelic. And my friend Rick Innes, who is also a student of mine and is a really serious drooling nerd when it comes to Gaelic things, he found out that it's a what is it now? It's water soften the lake. That's what it actually literally means. Soften the lake. I don't know what they're referring to, but that's what they're talking about there. So, aren't you glad you know that now? Okay, where is my Bogalagan? Hold on. Just give me 1 second there, Karen. I have trouble finding things in my computer. Here we go. Okay. There you go. Can you see that? Great. Alrighty. Oh, what happened there? Oh my god. There. So, we're going up to speed, and we're going to put some stuff in, and it's going to be like that. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. did we all get along that time around? Did you get some of your stuff in there? That's great. Okay, and Karen, did you get a little
I
further?
had more notes. Yeah, no, I had more notes. You know, I could.
That's good.
Yeah, I got a little bit ahead.
That's good. That's good. That's great. Okay, you can always go back to my video anytime you want and get it by ear because I go nice and slow. Anyway, that's awesome. Now let's see. Yes,
Can
Mel.
you send that copy because it's much better than the one in Sandy's book? I can see it better, so
No problem. Send it right now.
it's in the right key.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks.
Okay, let's see here. Forward to Mel. All right, you got it. Okay, so now I am thinking that we should work on Tom Day, and I'm wondering if we might get the Iron Man because it's a lot like Tom Day. It's very similar. It's in the same key. And I think, well, we played it on Tuesday night. They went together just like that. So one sounded like an expansion on the other, which is the Scottish way. But for now, let's practice Tom Day. So before we do that, though, let's do a little bit of a workout in the key of A major because it's a big change from the key of E minor. And I'm going to tune my fiddle again because I'm not convinced that I'm totally bang on. I knew it, sharp. All right, so a little workout in the key of A, and then we're going to work on Tom Day. We'll go slow, we'll work it up, make sure we get her nice and strong, and then we'll learn the other one quick. So here's your low A. We're going to start with a scale. Your best one you've ever done in your life. Ready, go. Arpeggio. Now let's do that arpeggio again because I jumped into it, and this time I'm going to hit the recording function on Tunable because I want to see how I did, what kind of a rating it gives me. Okay, so let's give it a try. Here's your low A. Ready, go. Okay, let's see. 96%. I never seem to be able to. The 95 to 100 is like a huge chasm. I can't seem to get there, but I'll keep trying. Anyway, now let's do some double stops just to make sure that we can do this move. Okay, let's try them. Ready? Just regular bowing for this one. Actually, no. Let's do the same bowing pattern. Let's try it. It's good for you, especially with Strat Spades. 1, 2, 3, go. Hey, how did you get along? All right? Kinda? Let's do it again. Let's do it again right away. Nice and nimble with the wrist. There we go. 1, 2, 3, and. Mine went very well that time. I don't know about you guys. How are you feeling? Is it working? A bit? That's great. Okay, cool. So let's practice our Tom Day that we learned last time here. I got the music right here. Anybody need the music or need me to put it up on the screen? You do? You got it or you need it?
I need the sheet
You
music.
got it. Okay, no problem.
That's great.
Tom Day. I think it's a scan. Yeah. Oh, upside down. Okay. There we go. Share the old screen. There it is. Can you see it? Great. Okay, so let's go slow since it's brand new. We'll kind of go like this. About that speed, okay? Nice and easy. And we'll do it at least twice. We might even do it 3 times if I see everybody's getting along okay. Let's see how we go here. 1, 2, 3, and. Okay, how's everybody feeling? Anybody having any problems at all? No? Okay, well, you know what that means. We're going to do a little faster. All right. we go. I'll just give you an idea. We'll try that speed. That's kind of a moderate speed, okay? Scottish country dancing speed. 1, 2, 3, and... And how are we all doing with that? The faster tempo. Anybody have any problems? Okay, that's great. It occurs to me as I go along, I'm doing a few dressy-uppy things there. So, this whole thing of playing the double stop. So, okay, so I played the C, D into the E there, but look how I do it. You see how I do that? Sorry. So I kind of play that as a double stop, and then I kind of play it as a double stop and come off of the D and let the E ring. Very Scotchy thing to do. Okay, so that's what I'm doing there. And then this part here is all double stoppy. See that? See, that's just kind of on 2 strings the whole time there. That's great too. Another one of those lean things. And then this here I'm doing a grace note. See that? Oh, sorry. That's very nice to do there. Now there's some grace notes written in. And they are nice. There's no question about it. I want to see what exactly note they are there. So they are G's. They're little G's there. So, oh, whoops, too small. So that would sound like this if I were to do them. Yeah, that's, I use the 3rd finger to do my grace notes, but a lot of people use the 2nd finger, and that's what this is doing here. That's all it is. See that? Very nice little thing to do there. Same thing there. That's what that part is doing there. Oh, this is a nice one here. See that? That's a very Scotchy thing to do. Little scale up there. That's the 2nd bar of the 2nd line. Another great grace note there. And then see how it leans in? That grace note is an A and it leans into the B. So that's great. Very Scotchy. Here's another trill sign. I would just do a single cut there. And a single cut is when I play the note but bounce. Like that. So. And then another lean there. And the rest is just a jig. Okay? So that's kind of a rundown of the possible ornaments that you can do in that tune. You might notice in the second part I'm not doing near as much double stopping because there's not much to double stop with up there. Like, I'd do a few, you could do a few for sure, but up there it would seem to me the way they have the ornaments written in is that it's more melodic ornamenting that you want to do there. And I tend to just go for the lightest sound possible. I do that one. Just the nice little things they got there are going to be great. Okay? Hi, Mel?
What's the name of the tune that gets cut off in the piece above the Tom Day?
Kitchener's Army.
Okay, thanks.
It's a march. It's good. I'll play you a bit of it there. It's kind of cool. Kitchener's Army. I don't know if that's about the same Kitchener as we have here, but anyway, okay. So let's try Tom Day now. You're going to try it a few. If you're having a good time with it, not having any problems, then we'll up the speed a little bit, and we'll see if you can get in a few little tricky things if you want to, a few little nice ornaments or whatever, if you can get them in there. So let's give it a try and see what happens. Okay, here we go. So the tempo, to give you an idea. That's how fast we'll try it, okay? And just keep your helmets on. Oh, 1, 2, 3. Everybody looks pretty happy and cheerful there. You get through it all right? Right on. Well, that's great. Well, that's Tom Day. So now, let's see. Let's take a look at that other tune. I'm just going to, first of all, I'm going to find it here for you and send it to you all. That's the Iron Man. Oh, these are all great tunes here. The one that we made when we made the record, me and my wife's brass quintet, we played the Iron Man, and we played this great tune afterwards called The Musical Priest. Okay, Iron Man. Okay, now I'm going to have to look for it. Dum dee 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 dee. Here it is. Okay, Karen, Sue, Mel.
Ross and Gerald in your Celtic choir, Celtic orchestra.
Sorry, what's that?
Ross McClellan and
Gerald?
Gerald in your
Oh yeah.
song.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, they're doing great too. They're very vigilant. Especially Ross. He's always practicing and getting me to send him stuff.
This is 2 hours a day faithfully. So awesome.
I'm not surprised. No, it's going. The Celtic Orchestra is going great. We have so much music. We actually had to pick music out of lots and lots to play for our concert, and we finished the program yesterday, and we're going to run it there this week and see how long each half is going to take. It's a great mix of Irish, Scottish, even Newfoundland music in there, a whole set of Newfoundland tunes. We're going to get dancers to join us, and one group has a little thing ready to do, and we're doing Mason's apron practice. Sean McGuire's Mason's Apron. Check this out. I couldn't
What date is
believe.
the concert?
What's that?
What date will the concert be?
June 12th. And it's at a church in Oakville, Glen Abbey United Church. So check this out. This is, I call it Sean McGuire practice. See that? Yeah, and everybody here has heard of Sean McGuire. I'm sure I talked about him. He's probably the greatest Irish fiddle player ever to have lived. You know, some people say that Michael Coleman was, but this guy was incredible. And he played this tune, the Mason's Apron, but he made up all of these variations for it. There's actually more than is on this piece of paper. This is 6 pages of variations of the Mason's Apron, and they go all the way up to 6th position. And so some of the orchestra members have joined the Sean McGuire Club, where after rehearsal we work on the variations in the hopes that someday we will perform them. And Jennifer is going to arrange a part for the rest of the orchestra that's really easy to play underneath these brave souls. And we're going to try to do Sean McGuire. So, so I got to say that I'm having so much fun with that group. And we plan to expand it to include other instruments next year, because why not? You know, we're learning everything by ear anyway. So, anyway, I just sent you guys, what do you call it there? Iron Man. And it's a really great tune. Let me play it for you really quick here. Just 1 second. I'm going to put it on my screen so I don't play something weird. Oh no, that's a picture of my house. The Iron Man. I think it's also in Sandy's book. That's it. See that? Great little tune. Handy. Fun. And it's good practice, because I don't know if you noticed, but there's all kinds of like intervals in there in the second part. So the first one is an octave, and then there's a 7th, and then there's a 6th, and you can tune all those. See that? use that bottom note as your reference. Here it is at a tune. You notice how that open string makes you aware of the flatness of the upper note. So when it's in tune, it rings. Both of them are the same. See that? Even that one, the seventh. Here it is at a tune. Here it is in tune. I know there's not much of a difference there. Here's the fourth, or sorry, the sixth. That's a good one to tune. You see that? Easy to hear. Here it is at a tune. Here it is in tune. See that? So very useful in that way, this tune, the Iron Man. Okay? Now, let's see. It's really easy. It is not hard at all. We'll get it in 5 minutes. And I thought it would go great with that other one. I'm just going to look at it in Sandy's book here. Stress bass, Iron Man. Oh, it's not in Sandy's book. Well, yeah, it is, yeah. 68. Page 68 in Sandy's book, if you're looking in there. Yeah, there it is. Okay, now that you're looking at the music, I'm going to play it a little bit slower, and I want you to follow along that music a little bit there and see if you can make some sense of it, okay? As I play it, I'll play it twice, not too fast. Oh, maybe we'll get that bungalow reel that comes on the bottom of the page here. It's also a J. Scott Skinner tune. The cottage with Laird of Dunblair made available, rent-free, to the king, that would be J. Scott Skinner, for several years. Oh, sounds pretty cool. Okay, you see how that works there? Very, very simple. Now let's take her phrase by phrase. So it starts off like this. And there's no cool sandwich in there. It's just straight walking rhythm. Long, short, long, short, long, short. Same with that phrase. They both have exactly the same rhythm, all right? So let's try those first two bars together. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's try that again, the same thing. And then remember that E pickup note is on an up bow. 1, 2, 3. One more time to be sure. 1, 2, 3. And then we got this bit here. And then we got a few triplets, a couple of triplets. And then G to P, but it's a short to long. A long sandwich with a C at the end. Okay? So that phrase again. Triplet, triplet, short, long, long. Is how that goes. Okay? Let's try it nice and slow. Ready, go. Okay, let's try it again. Ready, go. Okay, one more try. It's a little tricky at the end there. Ready, go. Okay, is everybody getting that phrase all right? Great. And then we do the first phrase again. But look at how it changes slightly. Now you're looking at a short sandwich in the middle of that there, the end of that phrase. Whereas if you look at the identical phrase above, it's just regular walking rhythm. See that? So there's a little tiny bit of a change there. So I'll play that phrase. Okay, let's give that a try. Let's see how that sounds. 1, 2, 3, go. Yeah, that looked right. Everybody's bows look right. Let's do it again. Ready, go. Is that feeling good? And then we carry on the same way. Slightly different, okay? And then we do this here. Short, long, long at the end. So let's try now the last 2 bars of the second line, nice and slow, okay? Last 2 bars of the second line. Ready, go. Do it again. Ready, go. Getting that? One more time. Ready, go. And that is the A part. Okay, how's everybody feeling? Any problems? All right, let's string it together then, shall we? From the top. 1, 2, 3. Did that work? Pretty good? Let's do it again. 1, 2, 3. Again. One more. Okay, how are y'all feeling? Everybody getting all those notes? Any problems at all? Or questions or comments or complaints about Scottish music? Some people have complaints about Scottish music. It's very common, you know. No? That's great. Okay, well, let's move on to the second part. So we got this. We got these jumps, right? And this is going to be the kind of exercise part of the tune here. So it's very simple, but the notes go down on the E string, E, G sharp, F, E, and then the note on the bottom you switch to is the A. So it just looks like this. That's all it is. Very simple. And remember, we're going to try to do it just like this. See that? My arm is not doing that. It's my hand. So let's practice that together a couple of times here. That move. Okay, ready, and. Let's do it again. Ready, and. Do one more. Ready, go. Okay, now this middle phrase here. Very simple. Little scale down. And then to the E. And arpeggiate. See that with the regular long, short, long, short, long. So let's try that phrase, that middle phrase. Just the one bar. Second bar. Ready, go. Okay, let's try that again. Ready, go. And then we got this fun part. Now the note in this case is on the bottom is the E. So we got D to E. And it doesn't go straight down the scale on the top. It goes down and then back up one note. See that? And let's practice that a couple times because it's a bit of a trick. Ready, go. Again. Again. Very good. And then we got. Now you might notice that the first two little scales down are 2 16th notes and an 8th note. So that sounds like dig-a-da, dig-a-da. And then the next two things are triplets, and they flatten out. Da-da-da-da-da-da. So the rhythm of that is going to be dig-a-da, dig-a-da, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And it's really neat, you know? It's part of the thing that a Strathspey Bay is cool, is cool for. So let's try that bar together. It's the last bar of the third line. Ready, go. Let's do it again. Ready, go. Okay, one more time. Ready, go. And then we got the ending. Okay, so let's see if we can get the ending really quick. It's not hard. I'll just play it for you here. See, that's how I do that there. Now, I have often been heard to switch those figures at the very end to triplets because I love it and it sounds cool. But the way you're supposed to play it is like I just played it. Dig-a-da, 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 dig-a-da. Okay? But you can sometimes flatten that into triplets if you want. So that whole ending sounds like this. See that? Why don't we try that? The last two bars of the tune. I heard my cat just yelp, but he seemed okay. Okay, ready, go! Let's try it again. Ready, go. Okay, everybody getting that ending? It's not too hard, eh? So now, let's try the whole B part, right from the top. Just string it all together. It should go really easy. Just gonna have a little sip of water. Trying to hydrate these days. All right. Second part. 1, 2, 3. Let's do it again right away. Ready, go. All right, and how we doing? Anybody having any problems? Anything at all? Well, that's great. Isn't that just dandy? That's awesome. So now, let's see if we can do it. We'll start at the top, see if we can get through to the end. If I don't see anybody throwing the fiddle out the window, we'll do it again. Okay? I know, Karen, you're in a condo, so that is a danger. My wife one time she was practicing on the 3rd floor of the music building at where she did her masters. And she got home and she said, I just about did it. I just about threw my tuba out the window. Because she was trying to learn this piece and it was so hard. And she said that she was so frustrated that the sound of the tuba hitting the ground she thought would satisfy her frustration, you know. And I do agree, it would be a pretty cool sound, you know. But I'm glad she didn't do it. So I know you're up there, so just don't throw your fiddle out the window. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. You see how one slides into the other so nicely there. And I thought that's what we could do. We could do the Iron Man followed by the, whatever you call it there. What is it called again? I can't remember. Anyway, Tom Day. Tom Day. That's right. Okay, so take a little breather, roll out your shoulders, and we're going to give it a try. Both tunes. Can we get them out here so I don't confuse anyone? And while you're taking a breather, I'm going to try this bungalow. That's kind of neat. It's kind of cool. It's a little tricky, like, you know, and J. Scott Skinner was full of those tricks, eh? So this here. And then he turns it around. And then that's kind of just a little kind of a scale pattern to do, you know? The Golden Well. Let's see what that sounds like. Yeah. That's very cool. Very, very cool. Maybe and it's an exercise. You hear that? It's a finger twister. And so if you can get that one, I think it would make a lot of things easier. But so that's the Gooden Well, and it's by James Walker. That would be the Walker collection. A great collection of Scottish music there. Anyway, okay, let's give it a try there, everybody. We're doing.
Yeah, I'm checking out.
Okay, see you, Karen. Thanks for putting up with the. Or sorry, see you, Sue.
Yes,
You
thanks.
both of you are okay.
Me too. And
Okay.
maybe I'll see you tomorrow night.
Oh, I hope so. Yeah, please come down. It was so good last night or
Yeah.
last week.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
Hey.
See ya. Here we go. Tom Day first. 2 times each. 1, 2, 3, and. Here we go. There we go. Some nice Scottish music, and we'll learn some reels next time. Okay, so I hope that works for everybody, and I hope you have a good time with it. If you have any questions or problems or want to send me a video, please do.
I'm going to be away for the next 2 weeks visiting family in Alabama, so we won't be on.
Okay, that's all right. Have fun in Alabama. Wow, that's awesome.
First time driving down. My aunt and uncle turned 80 last year. We were supposed to have a big get together, but it didn't happen, so
Yeah.
make up time.
All right. Well, have fun there, Mel, and we'll see you in a few weeks. And otherwise, see you, everybody. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.